Hey guys, welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. Don here. I want to talk a little bit today about habits, and there's a good book. I've read a couple of books on habits. My favorite currently is called Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it, it's a great book. It talks about developing habits, keeping habits, what triggers habits. There's The Power of Habit, which I didn't like as much. It was kind of a little too complex. And then there's something called The Slight Edge, which talks about developing habits and little things that you do over and over that create a positive result. And I want to talk, I'll just talk about personally here, one of my three favorite habits and habit stacks that I do. Now, habit stacking is where you take something and you stack it onto something else that you're already doing. So, for example, at night I'm going to brush my teeth and I stack on flossing before. I don't just floss midday. I floss it before I do the brushing the teeth. So my favorite stacks, my first favorite one is a health one that I've stacked basically, or a habit, I guess. It's not even a stack, it's just a habit. I tend to Monday through Friday, I just don't eat breakfast or lunch, and I only eat dinner. So I do intermittent fasting Monday through Friday. It simplifies my life, gives me a lot of extra time, and I use my lunchtime to talk to people on my strategy sessions and other types of stuff, and I drink way too much coffee and tea. But that is a very good habit, and so I can pig out at night, and I can pig out on the weekend, and it works really well for me, even on days when I work out. So that's the first habit that's really given me a lot of success and helped me to control weight. The other habit, I guess, alongside with that, I do 2 workouts a week, Monday and Friday. And I do these boot camps, and it's a good habit for me. I used to do 3, but I was getting a little injured with that, so I found 2 was easier. And the other cool thing about this is the place I do my boot camp is if I don't show up, they charge me. So it costs like $20 a workout, or it ends up being about $100, $120 a month. And then if I don't show up, the cool thing is that they're going to charge me $25. And you might think that's not cool, but it really is, because you're going to go. And if you cancel within like 8 hours, they're going to charge you that $25. So when you lose money, you fix it real quick. So I'm trying to figure out, and I haven't quite figured it out, like in terms of working together with other podiatrists, if we could figure out some type of a system to keep us accountable that way, that we would feel it in our wallet. Like, for example, if, let's say, we had like a group mastermind or a group meeting, and hey, I'm going to do these 3 things this week, and if I don't, I'm going to pay everyone in our group $50 or something like that. So keeping yourself accountable. I think that's actually a good idea. We get like 5 people in a group, and we tell each other what we're going to do, what 3 things, and if we don't, we have to pay each other $50. I think that's a cool idea. We wouldn't charge for the group, but we would be charged if you didn't do those things. Hey, that's maybe a new business idea. The other habit stack, the other habit that I have as well that I like to do, I'm just sharing this because I'd like to know your habits. Let me know, like send me an email and I'll tell other people, or we can meet and talk about it. But the second habit is, it's my workout routine stack. So basically the stack is I work out Mondays and Fridays. Those are the same days I do my bulletproof coffee. And so that's where I take like MCT oil, 2 tablespoons of butter, coffee, and cinnamon, and I make this thing called bulletproof coffee. I do that, but then I also use my jacuzzi those days. So you're like, oh, I think that's so dumb. It's so, I bought this house that had a jacuzzi. I wasn't using it. And so what I tried to figure out is how can I use my jacuzzi more? And I wasn't using it. And so what he talks about in the book is you want to stack using the jacuzzi onto something else. So I stacked it onto the days I work out. So I do the workout and then I go to the jacuzzi, and so it's a way of using it. Otherwise, I guess you could stack it like every Friday or something else like that. So that's a stack that I do. The last stack is a morning routine, and this is something that's really helped me. I learned this from a book, I think it's called Miracle Morning. And what he talks about in there is having getting things done in the morning and getting up earlier. And I used to be one, like if I had to get to work at 8, I used to get up at 7:30. But I've had so much joy in doing this. I've kind of made these habits. So my habit in the morning, I don't know what yours is, and different people have different ones, but I get up. It might be a time of prayer. I read my Bible. I read a positive book. Right now I'm reading, it's called The Gap and the Gain. The Gap and the Gain. And then I'll do a positive journal. It's called the 5-minute journal. I'll do that journal, and then I'll do my week. I'll look at my week and what's going on. And on Wednesdays I have more time, and that's the day I do my planning for the following week. So I do my planning. I use a planner that I get from Dan Sullivan to do that. So that's the other habit that I have in the morning, and I do that every single morning, and it really just makes life a lot easier. And I guess I have probably a couple of other ones. Like every time I get in the car, I'm either recording one of these podcast episodes or I'm listening to a book. That kind of develops into a habit. So I would like to know what habits are working for you guys, what good books you like, and things like that. Okay, once again, hope this was helpful. Okay, guys, have a great day.